Triple D&D. Triple D&D.
Well, I'm Jean-luc.
I'm Kool-Aid.
I'm Ian.
And this is Triple D&D.
Indeed.
So you guys know how it gets down. Gonna get to rolling.
I'll go ahead and roll this puppy first. Let's see what I got. Ooh, 12. Alright. That's beatable, I suppose.
Very high number.
I rolled an 18.
Dude, well, 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah, man.
Alright, man, it's your start.
That was mine. So, I'm pretty sure a lot of people have been reading and obviously alive and around. For the nerd community, we'll talk about the recent shooting, the Madden tournament in Florida.
I also want to say for as little as it's worth there, you know. It's thoughts and prayers. Like it's shitty because it means
tots
nothing
and flares,
at this
tots
point,
and
right?
flares. But no, definitely. Only because it's weird because now it's in the gaming community.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of, I don't want politics. I try my best never to allow politics in the video games because that's my happy place.
Well,
but
it makes you feel a little singled out. Like for the first time, like, oh wow, it's not just that like I could be one of the random people in the street.
Yeah.
It's
it could be nerds.
It could be because I'm here playing video games at this place.
Exactly. So basically, the story goes: we have Shooter won the 2017 Madden tournament. And so he was a returning champion.
I honestly did not know that.
Yeah, he was a returning champ. Homeboy got his face picture, like leaflet inside the game cartridges. It's inside the box for the CDs themselves. So it's that's like legit style Madden. So this year he shows and loses. And one of the, I think it was recorded, one of the witnesses saw him take it. Like, everybody kind of saw him take it bad. And then somebody was saying, well, that's probably why he came back. So, homeboy goes. I don't know if he had, I don't know if they say if he had the guns on him or not. But apparently he leaves the area. Yeah. And then he comes back and just opens fire. And, I think a couple people injured. Several people were killed.
Do you know if the gun was his? Or like
it says that he purchased them. Okay. 2 months ago in Baltimore, something like that. Okay. And so, of course, then he turns the gun on himself. Obviously like a coward. Or, I wouldn't say like a coward, I guess that would be the best move for someone who didn't have any other plan after that.
Just from the sound of it, it didn't seem like it was the kind of thing that he, that was thought out ahead of time.
You know what? No, I'm gonna say cowardly because I'm like, first of all, as a nerd,
I'm not
as
gonna
a
argue
gamer,
with that.
I'm like, dude, right? if I had a penny for every time I got my face kicked at a video game,
no shit.
Oh my god, right? Like if you really think if every time I lost I just come and shoot, there would be no more tournaments. Right? There would be nothing else. And so something that is a part of the game, which is supposed to push you to your better self as a gamer, at this point meets honestly entitlement, man. And then that's the thing that I'm really cringy about, but it's sad. But this thing, I feel that we see kind of outwardly in society, and we don't really say anything about it. It's kind of bled itself into the gaming world.
A toxic. A toxic competition.
Yeah, But it's the thing about it is it's always been toxic in the vitriol, like the way people talk to each other and stuff in certain ways. Because it's competition. Yeah, and it's nuts. The first time let's go for it. The first time I got called a nigger straight up was on the internet. And this dude didn't even know me. And I wasn't even talking. Like, the crazy part was I had a speaker but no headset. So I could hear all the things coming in through the chat. But I couldn't say anything back. And and it was nuts because I'm kicking this dude's ass. We were playing what was it? I don't want to say it's like Guns. It's a game called Guns. Or Worms. I think it was Guns, actually. It was pretty nuts.
What was it for?
PC.
Okay, cool.
And it's like, I'm getting these kills, and I think it was going on this rampage, and it was like, the game is like third person, third person shooter, and you have like melee weapons and stuff, and so you guys are jumping off the walls and stuff. Pretty simple, stab shoots, and it's pretty cool game.
Okay.
And I remember just this dude just like, you fucking nigger, and that's why I fucked your mom. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm looking over at my mom, and I'm like, Mom, he's 13.
And you know this fool?
Yeah, right. But no, and it's crazy because I'm like, this dude doesn't know me, and I'm not even. How does this?
I was just gonna say, how old were you?
Yeah, I was my teens.
Okay.
So it's the same situation. You're like, and the thing is, you kind of get used to that. I know it's not a good thing. Yeah. I mean, but it's just kind of me specifically as a person of color. I'm like, bro, if my skin isn't thick, then I need to get out of the game of life.
That's like, something I've always found weird about like the online gaming community, because like that word is used a lot.
Dude,
like,
it's inherently racist, but it doesn't make. The crazy part is, where does it come from though?
I don't, because you have people using it like they don't care who the other person is.
Yeah, right.
That's just their go-to default word.
Even if it's another person and you know that person isn't a person of color, because usually, you sound like
because I've known people like that.
And so I'm like, what? And so the thing is, when you look at it statistically, and this is where people, and I know speaking about things that are uncomfortable hurt, but I feel that we as a society, specifically as millennials, we have to take the brunt of this and have these conversations and get the uncomfortability out of the way so the future generations don't have to worry about stuff like this.
Well, like you were saying, I had a friend of mine who is very white, and online, like he would use it all the time, fucking like, and I was like, what? Why though? Like, you don't use that word when you walk around in the daytime. Like, you don't. Like, I've never seen you. He's like, well, it's not about like the person being black. I was like, I mean, you use the word, so at the end of the day, it's gonna be.
Yeah, right.
I don't understand it.
So it goes back to history, and then so you look at society currently in our mass shootings and things like that. And so the crazy part is, I did a little research, and I was like, okay, it can't be that intense, right? So if you go back, of 95 mass shootings carried out in the U.S. between 1982 and 2017, 92 of the perpetrators were male, white, Protestants. Also showing signs of, aggression and long histories of mental illness. So the thing is, damn.
I mean, I think...
Where is that coming from, for the record?
So, for the record, this is from several. There is the U.S. Census Bureau. They list that as one of them. Let's see here. I believe CNN is listed as one. AP is listed as other sources as well. Okay. So, you guys, don't just take my word. Yeah. Go and check it out as well. But I'm saying it's... And the crazy part is, it's something we've all seen as a society, and I think we don't really say anything, because if this is a gaming world and we're looking at this in the gaming world, then this is the way the level has been set up. I mean, white is right? So as the majority of the power structure in America is held by white men over the age of 60.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, so there's this kind of... It really comes down to, I want to say, toxic white masculinity, maybe fragility, because it's like, if a game has told you, you get every loot you wanted on every level at all times, right? It doesn't matter. You always have the weapon set to succeed on this level. And then you get to a level where there's difficulty and you're not able to succeed the way you are, there's going to instantly be a frustration, right? I feel like you're going to be like, wait, what?
And this could my point of reference. For me, because I believe it's there. Like, I totally see it. I think it's there. But I think it's more like a situation like, it's not that all the weapons are going to be there, but you know what? There's going to be a weapon that spawns in the room for you. It may not be the best weapon that the next guy gets, but there's going to be a weapon there. There is an advantage there. Yeah. It may not be the same advantage that the next player who has an advantage has, but it doesn't mean you don't have some form of advantage. I don't think it's as as black and white as it's just one, like, you get all the weapons. Like,
I mean, to a degree, you do. I mean, if you get the weapon and someone doesn't get a weapon,
but
you
in
technically
this,
have all the weapons.
But in this situation, like, one of those weapons, let's say, is money. Like, you can be, like, born into poverty regardless, right? And, like, I'm not saying you don't still show up with, like, the weapon of benefit of doubt. Like, you still get that, but you don't get all of the weapons, one of those weapons which being, like, money, like, being rich. I've known plenty of, like, trailer trash, like, white folk who would, like, call themselves that didn't have anything. They, and I'm not saying they didn't have their own unique weapons. I'm just saying they clearly didn't have all of the weapons.
No, definitely. I'm saying in a situation where you can basically get away with not being accountable for...
The rules are much different.
I mean, you take someone's life, and instead of it being...
You get the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, you get the benefit of the doubt. Maybe it's his upbringing, or maybe it's his... And it's like...
Which I've been saying, like, to have people accept, because I totally agree, and I believe 100% white privilege is a thing. I think the problem with that is that the people who it's hard for them to hear or see it think privilege. Well, I've been poor all my life. I'm not privileged. If you say white benefit of the doubt, oh, well, maybe I do get the benefit of the doubt when I'm there.
I like that.
Like,
I like that. That's
which
cool.
like.
Because honestly, homeboy, the shooter, got the benefit. Dude, they put up his high school photo, and then it's like, oh, he had
Like that fool didn't have a Facebook?
Right. Like, he wasn't doing all types of other crazy crap. And it's like, okay, and he's mentally ill, and it's all good. But it's like, what trips me out is if he were Guatemalan, if he were Korean, if he was black, if he was Mexican, if he was Spanish, if he was anything else, you would have some mugshot you could find of him up there. And it'd be like, and if he had nothing else, it's like...
Most threatening pictures
yo,
they could
right,
find.
right? Or his Halloween photo or something.
Where he's mid-sneeze.
Yeah, right? He's like, shoot his face, he's gonna chew someone's face off. Or, you know what I'm saying?
Clearly deranged.
And it's like, okay, if everything were reported the same, if it was all the same, then it would be okay. But the thing is, you create this lane, this buff, if you will, for people to feel emboldened to get away with shit like this. And like, even like you said, without privilege or not, the benefit of the doubt, this guy was not rich at all. This guy was just I guess you would say, a regular white person. Yeah. a non-rich white person? I don't know. As a person of color, you just
he wasn't given the sword, but he was given a club.
Yeah, right. He got a weapon.
Yeah.
Right? You know what I'm saying? But it was like, even in that, he's not a bad, because the thing is, if you check his history, dude had all the same MO. All the patrol, all the people, all the online, dude, they went back and checked him, all the stuff I mean, dude, come on, let's be real. It's the same guy. I'm gonna fuck your mother, you nigger. And it's like, okay. But he got to a level, he was elevated. He didn't do that in the national stage, obviously, because you got to keep that on the low between people who can't see your face, or who aren't going to report you, or going to report you and nothing happens or whatever. But I mean, here it is on the national stage now, and you lose. And it's not about your words. It's about your skill as a gamer, and you lost. Yeah. And I thought that in the gaming world, that's what made us better than normal people, is that we could have a place for our aggression and our need to conquer and funnel it through these games, get that competition that we need, and get that validity, and move on, or get your ass kicked and then become a better player and get it later. Instead, you don't get it, and then you show up and you kill somebody? Really? And so at this point, I feel like as a society, what do we do now? Because it's not that we're saying, oh, okay, there aren't going to be mass shootings, but I'm speaking specifically to our problem of labeling this situation correctly, because this kid is, he needs help, but that won't happen for somebody who doesn't look like this guy. You know what I'm saying?
I think too, it's
and then it's that guy who looks like that guy. 95%, dude, 95%. That is almost all of it. So it's like, I didn't want to bring it up and be like, oh, you're like reaching. It's like, nah, fam. This has gone on so much. We've had enough data to make statistics on it.
Well, and I think
it's like, dang.
I think there may have been, and I don't know. Like, I can't. I understand the argument, like with what you said earlier, like there being an aspect of mental illness, but in the sense that like it is possible that I think you said it, maybe you didn't, like the idea of like a toxic masculinity, like the idea of like we can't be honest about what we're feeling as men, like bottling up, and that pushing someone to some sort of mental instability that then like in a society that doesn't accept that that's a thing only makes that worse. Like, and that mixed with, yes, the benefit of the doubt, or like if you start seeing or noticing, wait a minute, this other person's getting more benefit of the doubt. Like if you're used to getting more without realizing it, you may be more likely to see when you're not getting more. Like, because you're looking to see what others have. Like, that mixed with that, like, mental instability from not being able to be honest about how you feel or talk something out. Like, those things together, like, I can see how they contribute. I'm not saying, like, one is greater or those are the only two contributing, but I can see how those two things together contribute. It's these little flaws in our society that, like, haven't necessarily manifested themselves in such obvious ways before. Like, we've been focused on other stuff, like, rightly so, but I don't know. Like, I feel today, I feel at ease a little more, I feel like, than maybe the generation before me, not being a traditional man. Like, it's... As far as competition goes, I've never been huge into competition. Like, it's fine. Like, most of the time when someone tries to, like, shit talk me in something, I felt like the best thing to do is act like you didn't hear them and be like, what? So then they have to explain what they said, but once you have to say it a second time, it's just
Jean-Luc's training manual on trolling.
Right.
But like, well,
that's another lesson.
It's just to diffuse that situation. Like, so yes.
Let me troll on you politely.
Because I could say something about your mother, but now you have to explain why you said something about my mother when we're playing this game. And now it's irrelevant.
Yeah, right. You're like, why you bring up my mom?
Dude, what did you say?
Yeah, right. Huh?
I don't know, and I don't know what that level, because I've never competed. I don't know what that, like, if you already feel that way at home, right? You already feel like, as a man, you can't, like, you've got to be this or that. Like, or you're not acknowledging how you feel, so you're getting more and more in your own head deranged. Like, then you go to this high level of, like, event of competition, like, and, like, that snaps you. Like, the shitty stuff, like, and you venting, like, apparently he, I guess, did, like, only probably stands to feed that part of you.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah,
and I think that's something we should think about when we're playing and just trolling. Like, well, I mean, what are you feeding with your trolling?
Well, see, the thing is, you don't want to drain the game of what it is. Shit talking is shit talking.
Agreed.
Now, like, okay, but then it goes to spectrum, because, like, I can shit talk you, but then if I go and start calling you, like, the thing is, what I'm trying to pinpoint is this specific place. Because the thing is, all the parts of competition and the shit talking and the energy, that's the release. That's you going for that id. That, and I don't want to say it's male, because women compete too. It's just human competition. That's what it is. But the thing is, the specific people who are engaging in this competition, where are they coming from? And what I'm seeing is, like I said, if you're looking at these stats, specific people who come from this community that allows you to truly kind of do whatever it is you want and say and do without much consequence, honestly, then you reach this level where now you're competing with other humans who come from a community or a culture that doesn't really do that so much, and it's like are able to just have the competition and go back and forth because that's just a part of it, the game. So how do you now you have this impasse, really, because now I can't interact with you like everyone else is. Okay, I'm shit talking you, but now you're taking it personal. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, so I don't know who do we ask as a society, like which community do we say, okay, look guys, there's specific people who are in this type of community and they're doing things or something's happening. You guys got to look out for this, right? Or something, or there has to be a change in the way that these people are able to vent or be themselves or deal with losing. Honestly, just I don't understand. It's like, and it's so weird because this bleeds in and out of me being a person of color and a gamer, where I try my best not to have any color. I'm literally an avatar of a robot. You know what I'm saying? Like, where you try not to be that, but it's like, as a person of color, I'm used to losing. It's America. We lose all the time. And not to be like, woe is me, but we can read a book. Everybody knows. I mean, statistically, yeah, you're going to lose places as a person of color. So you don't, that's just a part of culture. You talking shit to people, okay, cool. You not getting the job, okay, cool. You not winning, okay, cool. But life goes on. But if you're in a situation, or I feel like you're in a society or culture or community where you aren't, and those realities are really kind of buffed over. And so if you're in a situation where you have to confront that reality, I personally know it's not going to end well. If you tell somebody who's had everything their whole time, no, you can't have this job. No, you can't have that girl. No, you can't win this. No, you can't do this. What do you expect? We see it with children. You can't have this, but you've been giving him this entire time. Of course he's going to throw a tantrum. Now, he's a child throwing a tantrum, knocking some stuff down, whatever. Now, speed that up 22 years. Well, of course he can go buy a gun. Of course he can go walk into a gaming tournament where I got my ass kicked legally like a normal gamer, and then come back. I threw a tantrum, and I blew a bunch of people away.
And I think there's something to be said, right, about checking your priorities.
Yeah.
Because for him to do that had to be the most important thing in his life at all. Like, completely. 100%. For him to take it that way, that was the most important thing in that man's life in that moment, right? And he lost. Like, and he couldn't handle that. He was like, what was important to him was 100% the wrong things. And when those are the kinds of things you focus on, and people start not mattering. Yeah. Like, so I don't know. I think, and at a certain point when you're looking and making the wrong things important, like, it's easier for your morality to be flexible, and maybe not. Like, maybe not.
No, I understand.
That's me just honestly questioning that in the moment. But
no, I mean, it's
because the biggest clear thing that everyone should take away is whatever it is, whatever this is that pushes people to do these shootings, is clearly at this point not in one community. It is spreading. It is moving, like, into all communities. And if you haven't felt it yet, like, it's coming for whatever it is you do.
Yeah.
Like, until we figure out, like, and honestly try to deal with it. And just saying mental illness is the issue, guns is the issue, isn't going to solve that shit. Yeah, like, being like, hey, maybe it's a combination of the two. Like, or the unrealistic expectations we put on individuals in our society sometimes. Like, so the things that shouldn't be important then for some reason become important.
I'll take that from the heart of Jean-Luc.
Get your priorities straight, people.
Yeah, man. And also, I mean, just outside of the, color thing or anything, just I guess, a charge to humans, man. If you see somebody doing something, if things are happening, and you know in your heart something's wrong, you gotta say something, man. And I want to say this because I see it happen a lot. I know the guys who are I have friends who I had to find out, sadly, were those guys online saying, oh, you're fucking nigger, I'm gonna rape your sister, and this and this and this. And when I found that out, I'm like, wait, like you said, you don't say this when we're hanging out, when we're playing Magic together, when you're doing all this other stuff. Where is this coming from? What is this under? And the thing is, at that moment, as his friend, my job was to be like, fam, it doesn't have, you can express yourself differently. You know what I'm saying? Your expression can still be passionate, but it doesn't have to come from toxin. It doesn't have to come from mud, because when you do that, you're manifesting this negative energy that just ripples.
Yeah.
There's
a difference between shit talking and like being hateful.
being hateful.
And I would challenge you, if anybody hears that shit like online and you're like, oh, that's too far, hit back, push back. Don't just be quiet on your walkie. Be like, man, you're a bitch.
Yeah, man.
Like,
why
no,
you
like don't drop to their level, but like shit talk them
shit
back.
talk them, man. Let them know, yo, there's a difference between shit talk and hate speech, fam. Get it together.
Yeah.
You know, like, it's up to us as the gamers. Since, I mean, in our community, it's in our community now.
Yep.
We need to do something about it. So, don't sit back and laugh quietly. If you're in a chat party or you're in a raid or something, and the guy who got you there is high level, and well, I'm not gonna get this raid done if I say anything, dude. It's not worth your integrity.
Don't let them come to your playground to feed.
Exactly, because what happens is, if we let it go by, if you let it go by, if any of us let it go by, it has the ability to become this. And then if we're not safe here in our tournaments, in our chat parties, in our games, in the world that we built for ourselves, because other people who weren't us were making fun of us and don't like the things we like, we created our world. If we let people come here and take that from us, we are not the gods and goddesses that we have painted ourselves to be. And we need to get on our shit.
Straight up.
For sure. Ooh, damn. You know what I'm saying? That was juicy. I like that. Jean-Luc, I love you, man.
Man, I love you too. I think we came out of this closer. Just a
we
little
love
closer.
You. I love you, man. You don't spread that love. You know
No,
what
I'm
I'm
toxic. I don't do that shit.
For sure.
I see you nodding now.
Yeah, right. I see you bopping to that. Hold up. For sure. All right, Jean-Luc.
Well,
It's your turn.
I'd say,
Back to our job.
yeah.
Get back to the happiness.
After that, I'm gonna try to lighten it up.
I see what you did there. It was a joke. I thought I maybe. I was.
Didn't even. You know what? No, I did. I am that
I
clever.
was going to say. I thought.
I am that clever.
You guys. Oh man.
To take it down a notch.
Mm-hmm.
For a better turn of phrase. I wanted to know what your thoughts on as far as anime goes.
Ooh.
What it is for you look for. What kind of matters more? Are you in it more for a solid art like style? Or are you in it more for like the story? Right?
Jean-Luc, you always coming through.
Are there any tropes that like you just can't stand when you see like that you're like, this happens in every anime and I just kind of wish they didn't do it every time?
Awesome. So, I'd like to believe that I like violent anime.
Okay.
I feel like
Okay.
everyone has that, piece of them that's like, dude, I need to see someone get sliced in half. Like, I need to see the most creative way that this demon is going to skin this dude like a grape in front of something.
In that situation, do you prefer like a more stylistic approach, or do you want like a realism to that kind of?
I enjoy it all, honestly,
Okay.
because what happens is you have these niches, if you will, and it's like, okay, everybody knows about it. Now, how are you going to make yours different? You know, it's like horror. Okay, I know it's horror. I know it. I'm going for this. But what are you going to present? So I love it all. So I love it from the crazy funny where you cut a guy in half and, like, fireworks and stuff go out the side or something like Beautiful Joe almost
Anime
kinda.
people must have the highest fucking blood pressure.
Dude, oh
to
my
like
God.
just fire it out of
Just
like
be
wherever
ready.
they get cut.
Just like, I mean, down to, what was it, a Blood Sea? You ever seen Blood Sea? Oh my God, dude, just straight up. And then it's like it's like really slow, and then like, but when the action hits, it hits. It's literally like just oil and water.
Now, see, I watched Blood: The Last Vampire. I don't know if you saw that. Yeah, that movie.
Very nice.
Short, but yeah.
Yeah, it was great. It
Beautiful.
was very stylized. It looks very clean.
Yeah.
It was pretty. It hit.
I like their monstrous take on the vampire.
Yeah, definitely. So I'm saying, what I don't like in anime. So okay, let's go with what I like. So I like the violence. I like a good story. It doesn't have to be really violent if the story's good.
Yeah.
And when I say good, I mean great. Because what happens is you can see a decent anime with a decent story, but I got a page on top of pages of anime to watch.
Yeah, there's a lot of just decent.
So I mean, if the story, I mean, because obviously you need your action. So I mean, I guess my action doesn't necessarily have to be violent, but I mean, even if it's like mentally, like I want to say charged. What would be mentally charged? Paranoia Agent. Have you ever seen any Paranoia Agent?
I have not seen it. I've seen trailers.
Okay, so psychological thriller.
Okay, cool.
So you're like, okay, is there violence? What's really happening? You know, so it's
Yeah.
a mystery kind of. I like my anime to engage me. Tropes I can't deal with. I will if the violence is good, if the action is good.
You can put up with a lot.
I can put up with it.
Yeah.
Romance. I'm just not, and it's not that I don't like. Now, before I say that, unless the romance is presented in a way that doesn't drain from every other character's ability, reaction, story, then okay. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like stepping out of anime like Rogue One.
Okay.
You see Rogue One,
Yeah,
you saw that little, you see that little bit of romance, but
Yeah.
it didn't.
That's not what the story was about.
That's not what the story's about.
Yeah.
You know. No Princess Mononoke.
Come on. We've discussed how we both feel about that great film.
Breathe here. but I mean, my thing with Princess Mononoke, like I said, I would enjoy that if the tempo didn't slow down and everything was revolved around there. It's like we get it. Like in Heightened Senses, it brings about pheromones and you wanting to be closer to somebody. I mean, I see it in movies like. Or, you know, I'm going to die. Oh, yeah. Oh, I love you. Oh, you know, I'm saying? That thin line between death and love and all this other stuff. Okay, cool.
One anime that I don't know if you've seen it, that, like, did a decent job of that was Blue Gender.
I will see, yes.
Like, what was an anime called Blue Gender? Like, it wasn't...
Yes, Jean-luc.
Because his first interaction with the girl that he, ends up kind of being with is, like, seeing her and another guy, like...
Yeah.
Like, later that night, like, messing around. That's not normally your first setup for these two main characters to get together later.
Exactly.
Like
yes, Jean-luc, because it was more realistic and it didn't hinder the tempo of the story.
100%.
So, I definitely like that. So, I mean, you get... So all your Dragon Ball Zs, your Narutos, your Ninja Scrolls, your Akiras, your Mob Psychos, your Psychopaths. I mean, you know what's crazy? Like Evangelion, for at one point in time, there it is. That's the second thing I can't handle. Whiny protagonists.
Yeah.
And it's like so whiny to the point where it's like, okay, we get it, but like I don't need more episodes of it. Like, Evangelion was amazing in what it was doing, if you think about the actual technology of the cities and itself, the angels, all of that. But you got this teen, and he's just crying. And like, he's just squeezing him to the end, to the very end. And it's like, okay, we get it. You're young, you're angsty, or whatever. But, I mean, I liked FLCL's portrayal of being young and angsty way better than, like... Dude, you're driving a mech, fam. And get it together.
They did a great job with, like... Because it wasn't always necessarily, like, violent. But the way the animation and everything went, it was always action-packed.
Very, very action-packed. And it was a decent story because you're trying to figure out what the hell is going on.
100%.
Medical Mechanica. Wait. Is my dad with you?
It's so trippy.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you dad's having this with us? I thought we were sharing cakes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What I'm saying? So, yeah, I can't do romance that smothers everything else. And I can't do just extra angsty protagonists.
I'm with you. For me, with the protagonist, one of my least favorite tropes, and it happens in good animes, right? Is these animes that are about female protagonists that it's just about things happening to them around them and they have no control and they're whisked away like the wind and they have no power over this situation. Yeah. I love Fruits Basket. I do not like Toru Honda. Like, things happen to her and she just lets whatever's happening happen. Like, she doesn't take the reins for herself. There's another one, Dance with Devils. Like
Okay.
it's in like a musical anime. Like I'm
remember
not even
it.
gonna get into
Yeah, I was
how
about
I
to
feel.
say, I was like, I remember that.
I'm not
a
even
fan
gonna
of
get
musicals,
into.
but
I'm not
okay.
even gonna get into how I feel about like a musical anime. But it was an anime for most of the time. It was just these things happening around her because of things that happened before she was born or that she had no control over. Like I think as a good example of the opposite, like doing a romantic type anime, but like still having that strong female lead is shows like Snow White with the red hair.
Yes,
Like that was
Jean-Luc.
that anime like was simple yet beautiful.
Yeah,
it
it
was
was very
it was
simple,
like
wasn't it?
Disney anime.
It really was Disney anime, wasn't it?
Like it was beautiful. Like
Dang, you know what? That's a really good. That's a really good place to put it.
Spice and Wolf. Spice and Wolf is another one with a strong like she shares the lead in some ways.
She
but
does. Yeah, I was about to say that was more of like a shared lead. Okay, that's
Like-
not bad.
like-
I would take that over.
yeah.
Then yeah, damn.
Like, they are clearly stronger characters in Toru Honda and take the reins for themselves. Again,
Definitely.
I love Fruits Basket. It's wacky, ridiculous. Like, it's
I used to hate it
I
because
just-
the chick I crushed on was all about it, and like I'm over here like Outlaw Star and like
Yeah.
Ninja Scroll, and she's like Fruits Basket. And I'm like, what the hell is this?
I think I just saw it at the right time, like at the right age for me to be like, this is just wacky enough that I can get behind this.
Those were so. I mean, I got I think in college when I was like studying for Kim, I remember getting really stoned with this girl on the third floor. I remember she's like, you gotta just watch it, but you gotta watch it this way. And I remember being like, man, this is kind of cool. I remember being like, why did I hate this?
Yeah.
I was like, oh yeah, I wasn't hanging out with you and stoned. All right, cool, yeah, sure.
I mean, that helps.
Right?
Any
this
anime.
is cool, kinda. That's what's up. But then we had to stop kicking it because I was like, have you ever like seen Akira? And she's like, Akira, what's that? And I'm
We're
like,
done.
Exactly.
I could take the time to yell it at you a couple more times in the voice, but it's just gonna not come off right, and
Yeah.
it's gonna be a waste of time.
Yeah, right. They're gonna be like, "Are you an elitist?" Kinda. Like you show me all these other anime, and then I ask you like some real pillar stuff, and she's like, "No," and I'm like, "Can't even do it, boo. We gonna have to slide." That's what's up. Okay.
I think for me too, like another thing that like talking about like artwork versus, I think most of the time I need a good artwork to hook me on your story, like or at least a decent one. And if your artwork's decent, your story better be damn good. Like,
I felt like that with Attack on Titan. When it first came out, the very first episode.
I've only seen like the first two. or
Okay,
three.
so the very first episode of the season 1, the episode is honestly it's fucking long, dude.
Yeah.
And you're just like, okay, you're in this like and I'm waiting for this payoff, and it's really pretty, and so I'm like, okay, we're waiting, and then all of a sudden, Titan.
Yeah,
It's visually hooking.
yeah, no,
I'm
100%
like, oh,
dynamic.
okay. So honestly, had the animation not been pretty from the beginning, I probably wouldn't have finished that episode.
They had a strong animation and a strong like clear art design for what the world they were creating.
Yeah,
like
'Cause
it
look at this
wasn't
medieval, and I'm like, okay, what year is this?
but
What's going on?
almost Holland-esque.
Here? Yeah, right.
Like-
I'm like, but maybe it's not, and just y'all up here kicking it like this.
Like it's, one thing, and I'm curious to take what is your thought on the more like we've been seeing more and more CGI like anime type stuff come out with like that's not a traditional anime style. That's more.
I like the mixture. I Gantz Zero. Have you seen Gantz? Have you watched Gantz? Period.
I watched. I saw the first several episodes of the first series.
Okay, so the original series.
Yeah, with the black ball that shows up and everyone's
man.
been like that was killed. Yeah.
Gantz is amazing. You want your heart broken? Please watch Gantz.
Yeah,
and just eat taco fries and nacho fries afterwards.
That's one of those. I was
Because, like,
just
you
probably
know.
too young enough, and my mom walked in. and I was like, "No, you're not.
It
You're
wasn't.
not watching this one."
I
right
found
now."
Gantz from a friend, and like it just. I want to say thank you to anime for ruining me one, because like you get it shows you reality honestly, because you don't get this linear like and we're done. You know, everything's wrapped up and every episode is self-contained. Nah, dude, it bleeds over each other back and forth. Like some animes end and it's the worst thing that could have possibly. Shout out to Berserk. Anybody? Oh my god!
I've not seen Berserk. I know about Berserk, but I've not seen. Berserk.
Yo, so it's like if Joss Whedon had basically made this anime. Like, get ready to have, like, your heart, like, screwed just over and over and over. Like, you're just like, please stop.
Dude.
So, I shout out to anime for that because
Straight up.
it gets you ready for this non-linear reality because, I mean, you have to be able to handle your favorite character just getting obliterated out of but wait, the emotional attachment.
I enjoyed, like, with story-wise and animation, I really enjoyed Gungrave. Like,
Ooh, can you talk about classics? Bring it back.
The animation style hooked me. Like, that smoky jazz, noir music, like, that they, like, had at the beginning, like, sold it. And the fact that, like, the first half is so significantly different than the second half.
Oh, dude.
Like,
completely
I prefer the first half. I mean, at the point, though, you hit the second half, you've invested too much time into the characters to not want to know what the crazy thing happened.
Yeah, like, wow.
But the first half is, if you haven't seen it, the first half is just, like, the first episode's going to seem wacky, but you, like, or not wacky, but wild in comparison to, like, the next couple episodes. But it is this beautiful, like, gangster story. Like,
it's mad gangster story, dude.
Like,
for real gangster story.
It's beautiful. Like, totally worth checking out. Like,
dang,
watch the first 2 episodes. Don't just watch the first.
Like, touching my heart, like, bringing up all these, you know what I'm saying? Let me bring up something you used to watch when you needed it. I remember I was watching anime for sustenance.
But, I'm with the mix of CGI, I'm good. Like, you've seen it take over car chases a lot. A lot of times in something, cars aren't drawn anymore. It's a CGI car with shots of them inside the car. That's
fine. Like, you know, like I said, like with Gant Zero, like, back in the... As I, like, trailed all the way off the topic, right? Like, look at this distraction orb. But no, Gant Zero has half traditional anime and it has the CGI, which I really think is really awesome because if it's a great story, you're able to do more. You're able to do crazier things. And usually with the CGI I've seen, they have done some amazing things. So I implore you to watch Gant Zero if you haven't. The movie is really good because if you haven't seen, like you said, you watch a couple of episodes, just watch the movie because then you will have an idea because it's a brand new team, it's a different team, and it's like, oh, okay, cool. But yeah,
it was an intriguing idea.
It's a great idea. I'm trying to think about any CGIs that I didn't like.
There's some stuff on Netflix of CGI that, like, I was like, I like some of the space story stuff you're trying to tell, but the whole thing CGI and it, like, it's hard for me to get into.
If it's all CGI, Berserk has a CGI on Netflix. I think it has 2, or I think one. Yeah, like they did the OVA. And
I've seen it listed.
And it's like, the thing is, the story's so good. Like I'm waiting for them to drop the second. I don't know if it's already been. I know in the manga it went on already, but. Dude,
it's hard for me not to feel sometimes, and it could be completely wrong. But it's hard for me not to feel like sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes it feels like that's the lazier choice. Like you guys didn't want to animate this high-speed thing because it was going to be harder and time-consuming, and you're moving on a little faster pace. Yeah. So like it's just easier. Depending, like some people take like Kato the right answer. They did a great job with their CGI. I still like. Had this story not been intriguing enough, I probably would not have continued to watch.
Dang, that is true. That is true. Because it's like, I could get, what is that, like Code Lyoko? Remember that show?
Yeah.
Them big ass foreheads.
I remember being disappointed with cartoons and worried about our future generations when I saw that episode.
Look, we're not shitting on anybody who likes Code Lyoko, bro, but them foreheads were mad arachnid status, bro. I was just like,
yeah.
I'm dreaming in IMAX.
Did you not see Code Lyoko?
No.
You're better for it.
You better for it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, bro. It's like the Coneheads meant, like...
it was like someone who saw Pixar and liked anime was like, you know what we're going to do? The worst of both worlds.
The worst. And we're going to put this thing together. And it's like, wait, what?
Yeah, no, they I don't know how their necks supported the weight of their head. Because the weight of their head had to be like twice the weight of their bodies.
Bro, it was nuts. It was like, why is this a thing? And they were like, that's how everyone normally is. It's like, I was like, no. This is bad for everyone involved.
Also, and maybe it was just because I was getting older, but where are you middle schoolers disappearing to?
Yo, real talk, bro. Where your mama at?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you've been
You're in the middle school.
Gone. Oh, man. It reminds me of that old school show, Zoids. What was it?
Oh, I caught Zoids. I didn't have cable, so I didn't get to watch it on Cartoon Network all the time. But when I did catch it, it was fun.
Yo, because it was CGI, and then they had a little bit of animation in there.
I did enjoy that show.
Like I said, I like the mix, but like, I totally agree.
They were totally
like,
Zords, by the way.
Yeah,
like,
straight up.
They looked like various animals. They were giant robots that they fought inside of. Like,
yeah, it was like Power Rangers. It was literally Power Rangers, but it was like we're not coming together though.
Yeah, everyone's kind of on their own.
Yeah,
team.
right. It's like It was like, okay, y'all better not become one entity. Y'all gonna get these infringement copyrights, right? Action lawsuits. Talking about yes, I'm mad litigious, and I need this money.
That's a good word.
Yeah, right. Yeah, no. Yeah, dude. That's what America's about. What you did to what to me? I'm suing you. And it's like, what happened? But definitely, I'm trying to think. No, yeah.
Okay, I've got one more, and I don't want their to be judgment because this isn't necessarily fair assessment of what I watch. But boobs don't sound like pudding. I'm just gonna put that out there. Boobs do not sound like pudding. Like, I don't understand. I don't know if you've ever been like High School DxD. Pudding sounds. Anytime their boobs move, like you hear like a tub of pudding like being sloshed around.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
okay.
what the fuck is that?
Dude, I'm just thinking about mine. Like the moment he says boobs, I was like, boobs, pudding. And
Sorry, but I'm distracted now.
You sent me on a whole. It's like in my mind library. Like, what do I? What?
Yeah.
But no, I get it. It's like a sloshy sound.
Yeah. What is that?
Okay.
I've actually never noticed that.
So I'm gonna go with Jean-Luc on this. Like, we get it. Like, I get it in anime. Like, it has to be over the top, right? Sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes you can be subtle. But like, I don't understand like why all the women sometimes have to have like these ginormous boobs. It's like, bro, we get it. We like breasts. You dudes. I like them. They cool. That's what's up. You know, they here for everybody. Good job. But really, dude, to the point like you're like they're sloshing around with milk inside or something like that. Like, what are y'all trying to tell
me?
me?
Like, for me, like, why not at that point? Because it's used sometimes, but like most of the time it's pudding sound, right? I'm like, you're trying to be funny and wacky, right? What happened to the good old just boom boom, the bounce? There's a bounce sound.
It's very American.
Yeah, it's comedy.
It is very
like
American,
it's like
isn't
it, you're not
show your colors.
You're not in any way though going for this awkward like pseudo realism sound that doesn't actually fit or equate.
But I mean, like it's like the over sexualized themes anyway, which I'm like, okay, do your thing. I'm not mad. You know what I'm saying? Like, however you gonna get down, I'm here for it. Okay, cool. But the thing is, like, it gets to the point where I'm like, bro, it's a little much. Mm-hmm. It's a little much. It's a little much. We get it. And then sometimes, if we're talking about things, I don't understand.
Let it out.
Yeah, I felt. Thank you, Jean-Luc. Thank you. I don't understand why we draw women. Like, women get drawn in this armor in video games, hell, in anime as well. Yep. That has no
comic books.
Yo, dude, no real application. It's like I'm fighting in space. Why am I wearing a thong? Yep. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm fighting and there's bullets and like lava and shrapnel, and she got like a cage around her boobs and that's it. And like
no, the magnetic pull of how this cage is set up around my breasts.
And it's like, and then she's got a helmet.
Will deflect a bullet.
Covering something. And then, like, I remember there was a video on the net a while back where they had women try to actually, like, get in these comic book poses that they had the women in. I saw that. And it didn't happen, and it was just like...
It's not
she's like, yeah, it's like, you can't naturally even do that if you try. Like, you would have to take your ribs out and turn them, like, you know, so I'm not tripping. It's just... Sometimes, like with romance, like with other things, I'm like, don't smother it. Yeah. I'm like, we get it. She looks nice. Okay, cool, right? Are we going to literally spend that much time with the sounds and like,
depending on the anime,
or bigger than her body?
Jeez.
You know she can't stand up. You know she got back problems. But she running up the side of the spaceship with the gun and everything. Really, Phil?
I just want that anime to like fast forward like 25 to 30 years when she has a hunchback and it's become a real problem.
Yeah, right. And then she's like trying to see if her like past job as a hitman will give her money to get a breast reduction and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, you need it now. Your back is dust.
Yeah. Let all the fan service fanboys see what they're really doing to those characters.
Yo, right? Yo, oh my God, yo.
If there's an artist out there, please
thank you to the
that.
artist listening. Take a moment and let's draw all these vivacious characters years from now, so people can be like, "Wait,
Like, yeah, that's because it's
Yo, whoever's listening to that, we want a cut of that.
No,
Like,
100%.
Triple D&D, we need 30%, 10 for each of us. You know what I'm saying? The rest is yours.
Or for me personally, and this may be a mistake, I would in my payment rather have a personalized one done of me as an old person, but with one of those bodies. I think it would be hilarious.
So if he gets that, we'll split up
Yes,
10%.
exactly, for sure. And then I'll pay for one of those as well.
Okay, maybe I'll get one of those in 5%.
Yeah.
We'll talk when there's paperwork involved.
Yeah, right. Talk about, this recording is a binding contract. Oh, dude. No, it's great. It's great. Yeah, no. I was thinking, like, I want to see who got it right. Black Lagoon. You ever watch Black Lagoon?
I've not seen Black Lagoon.
See Black Lagoon. They got a crazy, Red is her name, I believe. She's crazy.
Okay.
And I think she's kind of, they have her normal body. You know what I'm saying? She's wearing short shorts or whatever, you know, stuff like that. But I mean, it's normal. It's like, okay, this is what it looks like if she's running through shooting guns and stuff like this. It's not like 2 literal watermelons on your chest.
Yeah.
And like you're running and they're like behind you and stuff. And I'm like,
You don't understand how, like, they don't need bad guys. Like, her breasts would be the enemy of her
yeah,
trying
right,
to get around
right.
them.
Which isn't even an anime. It's just her like at a hospital. Like, so there's a curvature in your spine.
I knew something was wrong. I haven't been able to fit shirts on myself for, like, the last 3 years. So.
Oh, for sure.
It's just-
God, man, we're the greatest people ever. I just want to take a moment. I want to take a moment to thank us for being us. You guys rock.
Especially for our humility. I'm
Yeah.
gonna start there.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, we're mad humble because we're so humble. Like, we're the humblest people. Like, we're just great.
Well, I've actually got a humble pie chilling that we're gonna eat after this.
Indeed.
Oh, yeah,
Indeed.
yeah. It's got a little bit of rhubarb. Hope no one's allergic.
Rhubarb.
Yeah.
And if you are, we told you anyway, eat it. I watched Triple D&D and my neck swelled up. It's like, oh, man, dude.
Well, it's last thing I just wanted to. It's a quick question for you guys. I think is completely separate, but would you purge?
Oh my God, Jean-Luc,
Would you?
why did you say this earlier?
Would you guys
We
purge?
got 10 minutes.
Yeah.
For the
We got
record.
10
Yeah.
minutes left. Oh, yes.
We
may
got
have
10.
to-
We got 10 minutes for would you purge?
You may have to start the next one.
No, that's
on
great.
this-
No,
on
we're
this.
bringing it in. Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's smash this 10 minutes right now. Would I purge? I thought about that the other day. Yo, I keep thinking about it all the time. I'll be like,
I'm going to jump in and say yes.
Yeah. Well, that was easy.
I don't know the crime, but I probably would.
Okay. Okay.
see, the thing is, I kept thinking about the engineering company that would set up the houses for people. You know how they like
Dude,
this,
straight up.
like the
Straight up.
safety guards and everything, because I would make a killing. I'm already an engineer. Jump into that. Hey guys, we know the purge comes every year. You want to be protected. Blast proof this, waterproof this, fireproof this. Because dude, what's stopping someone just rolling through your hood
Buy
with a rocket launcher?
buy stock in those fucking companies
Yeah,
because that is about
exactly.
to.
Yep.
So
skyrocket.
I totally.
Assuming you purge.
Because the thing is, I want to purge, but I know the moment I purge, the universe goes, I saw that, it's coming back
Yep.
to you. Because I mean, I'm not gonna kill you.
Well.
'Cause listen.
Consider it.
I'm going. If I'm gonna purge,
Uh-huh.
if I'm gonna participate, I'm gonna do it old school, like the kid in my mind when I was growing up. I'm gonna rob a bank, obviously. I'm gonna try to go just rob money. I mean, like I'm not gonna go kill anybody. I'm not
That's
gonna
fun, and I like how pointed it is.
Yeah, it's like I'm gonna go rob a bank. Like I mean, like why not? I'm gonna mask up and do all this other stuff and be like, we're just gonna rob this bank. Now, the thing that trips me out about that is in the middle of doing this, all the chaos. Who's saying some guy's just not sitting on the top of like his building just sniping people? All right, this is the
Yeah.
day I get to snipe, folks. Dude, it's literally battle royale.
But I was about to say that would be my biggest fear is that it would like I see it in my mind and I could do this or that, but at the end of the day I feel like it'd be like a game of PUBG. Like, oh sweet, I've got all these things. The minute I run out of the building into
I
a
get
field,
sniped. Exactly. No, I kid. I think about
or
it all
someone
the
with
time.
a frying pan hops up behind me and just whacks me in the head.
Dude, or something that's not even meant for me, like a piece of shrapnel from the guy wielding the grenade
Yeah.
across the street that he's putting in this old lady's purse, and I get one to the neck, and I'm just like, I was going to my house right
Dude,
here.
the black market industry would just like boom in that situation.
I
People
mean-
would want all kinds of things.
Why not?
So, but would you purge?
Oh, me?
Like, yeah.
Yeah, I like to think so, right? I like to think that the idea of, the PUBG situation, like, isn't that bad. Like, I'd get through it. Like, I would love to go, like, and this is terrible, like, and this is in a purge situation where it's legal, But I would go like to our national monuments and statues and stuff and just put some mustaches on people. Maybe go
Jean-Luc with the most wholesome purge.
Right.
I'm gonna go and have a bit of ice cream,
make me
and
sound
I'm
like a
gonna
dick.
put whiskers on Lincoln's face.
Maybe break into like the Smithsonian and change a couple things.
Jean-Luc was here.
Work on taxidermy so you can really just fuck things up in one night for them, right? Like spend a year learning how to do it, so they come back and all of their like stuffed animals are one monstrous creation.
It's like Jean-Luc. Yo, you know what that sounds like? It sounds like the episode of It's Always Sunny where Frank, they go into this guy's house and they're trying to like sabotage him, and then Frank's like, they come, he's like, what are you doing, Frank? And he's like, I'm doing his taxes wrong. And he's like, so when he files his taxes, it's gonna be all wrong. And I'm like, dang, that's
Why would you do that with that amount of time?
It's like, okay, Jean-Luc, I got you. So how about I go inside? Go with me here.
I don't know that I've ever had a more flattering comparison.
I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, what a purge though. I mean, I would. I mean, obviously. I'm just
I would do something.
I would have to do something. But the thing is, I think, like you said, if you've played any video games, you know how Battle Royale works. You know how PvP works. You could just be standing in the corner, and that guy comes up behind you, shotgun.
See,
and that's.
I don't know that I would have like a grand plan for a purge, but I'm comfortable with my moral compass. There are certain things that I would be comfortable doing for certain reasons.
Like?
If I had go down the list. If I had a reason to kick someone's ass, if I had a reason to kill someone, if I had a reason to go steal from someone,
that's fair.
Yeah.
I would do it. Like,
you ain't gotta convince me, boo. I believe.
and I'm
Straight up.
Yeah, I don't know. I just.
He's like, I got these things I've been waiting for. But see, that trips me out, because then you think about, just like in the show that they have, people wait all year.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, I've been waiting to kill you all year.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna do it.
People might honestly treat
No, that's,
each
I
other
mean,
kindly.
from some of the commercials in the show, that's what it looks like people were doing. So, I mean, like, dude, I honestly would take a time to try to find all those crooked people, like politicians and Congress people and bankers and, like, people in the pharmaceutical industries and FDA and the military complex and the prison complex. I find everybody who's, the Koch brothers, everybody who was directly screwing things up, I would be like, I'm waiting all year to try to grab all y'all.
They're going to another island.
Exactly.
Like, you better be playing that helicopter.
Exactly. Because I know they wouldn't even be. They're probably not even in America at this
Yeah.
point. They're probably
Weeks in
sponsoring.
advance.
Dude, they sponsor the purge from another country.
Yup.
And that's probably why they can live in another country. Because I'm about to say, don't give me one day to fix the problem.
That's what I'm
Sorry,
saying.
guys.
I feel like
Not to sound like a
everybody-
militant. I'm just saying, like, the old people who are really like screwing the world. Or it's the purge. Let's put them all in this rocket and send them to Mars like they want to go. Go screw up Mars, and let us go try to take all the trash out of the ocean.
That's I guess my only point. Everybody has something that they would do for a certain reason, knowing that it's bad.
Yeah. No. 100%.
So don't tell me you're not gonna purge.
Yeah, I'm gonna purge. Straight bank.
There's a part of me that like wants that dream of myself, like for myself, the Smithsonian and whiskers on Lincoln. I like. But end of the day, I honestly probably what's gonna happen is I'm gonna go out to the middle of nowhere, climb a tree with a bag of food, and just wait it out. Real talk,
dude. Or your family and your loved ones have bought one of those safety shelters that your boy Kool-Aid Incorporated has put out, and people are gonna be like, well, for the past 30 years, we've been protecting your family from the purge. You know what I'm saying?
No. We're gonna work on climbing with my family, and one day out of the year, we're just tree dwelling folk.
All right, then. If they ain't burning down the forests.
Well, damn it! I didn't think about that. Might be somebody's purge.
Dude,
shit.
Yeah. I get so sick. It's like a park ranger. I hate this place. I hate this place. They taking everything from me. Now she's leaving me.
I mean, everybody's had a job they wanted to burn down at some point.
That's
true. Shit.
Even the jobs that I like.
I want everyone who's listening, take a moment and think inside of your heart of hearts. There's got to be one place that you want to burn down.
Oh no, dude.
And just think about it. I'm not telling you to do it.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that we all have a little bit of darkness inside. Just a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Just a little bit. Something a little bit of us. Mine is on the outside of my body.
I just like to bottle mine deep down, you know.
Yeah, right. Jean-Luc.
I don't let it out in a day a year. I just make one consolidated 10-minute period of time where no one better be around.
Or he gonna untaxidermy your taxidermy.
That's right. I'm gonna ask you, what are those?
Yeah.
It's gonna get dark from there. Best not walk in here with Crocs on.
Jean-Luc just firing people up all day. He just roasting people and being lightly uncomfortable to be around. Just lightly. Not even uncomfortable. Oh, Jean-Luc, you a little edgy today.
Hey.
What is the purge?
Hey, if you're gonna be out here, you're gonna tan. Take off your watch. No one wants to see that tan line. What are you doing?
Jean-Luc on the purge. Oh, yeah? Well, you can keep the change.
Hey, slide that wig up. I can see your hairline.
Yeah!
And you, slide yours down.
I need to be next to Jean-Luc doing the purge on this tree thing. Just listen to him.
I need a megaphone.
Dude, we need a binoculars and a megaphone. Not even a megaphone. I want them to see us. I just want to hear Jean-Luc's commentary on these people. Look at this lady. Look at this lady. I can see her. Well, everyone else knows they can see her.
What I needed that are like night vision goggles, right? And be it all black, so that like wait till they're a little ways away, and then just they hear it out of the tops of the trees coming down at them, right? They hear the shade. It'd be the first time.
You see what he did there? You see what he did there?
What is that?
You see what he did there?
I think we're hearing the forest's shade. Let's get out of here.
Oh, man. Yo, I want to purge with Jean-Luc. I think that's the end of this episode. And we are now preparing to purge with Jean-Luc. We're going to get our climbing on. I'm going to go ahead and start woving me a couple of bags for food.
Yeah, I didn't think I was going to lobby for this, but I am.
Woven bag. Here you are. For sure. Well, as always, we love y'all.
Thanks for stopping by.
And, you know, you guys are the greatest. Not better than us.
Yeah, I was just about to say.
Not better than us.
Pretty alright.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what? You guys are okay.
Y'all alright.
You okay?
Y'all alright.
You're all right. I mean, some of you, I'm sure, are some also good people.
You know what I'm saying? Some of them.
But no,
Yeah.
we're done, right? Like we just
Yeah, no, I understand.
we walk away from this.
But no.
They're not gonna know.
Silence. Wait. Is it over?